Rescue 1. We're from Midtown, New York City. Our job is to rescue people.
When we go out the door, we never know what we're going to run into.
We work in one of the most densely populated areas of the country.
Just ask anybody that's ever been in a fire. We're proven.
You know, sometimes you really take a physical beating at these fires.
You don't know what your line is. I don't know what my line is. I know I want to be home in the morning with my family. So I always have to think of that. We got a fire.
These are the men of Rescue 1, and this is Firehouse. Rescue 1 is an elite unit of the New York City Fire Department. They are the crack team called in to save lives. They respond to all fires in Midtown and Lower Manhattan. Riding the truck tonight, Kevin Shea, 32 years old. He's been a firefighter for 7 years. Shea is a second-generation New York City firefighter. His father is a retired captain. 11-year veteran John Moran. He, too, followed in his father's footsteps. Tommy Sullivan. His father was a cop, but he's been a firefighter for 13 years. They are specially trained and equipped to go into burning buildings and rescue victims. All the men are veteran firefighters who paid their dues to make it into the rescue company. Their first job is always a search for victims, then assist other companies in jobs like sawing through a roof to vent the heat.
This is a fairly routine fire. We're a rescue company. We don't get too involved in these kind of fires, but we went up to the roof. We helped them cut some holes up on the roof. Some other fellows went downstairs, helped them search the basement victims. Other than that, we're just taking up boxes now and back to the firehouse.
Tonight, we're riding with the oldest rescue company in the United States, Rescue 1, New York City. And this is their home. I'm John Walsh. It's not easy to get in this company. It takes a special kind of person. They've got families, problems, bills, and backaches, just like you and me, going to work every day. But when these men go to work, they head for the heart of a city at its most dangerous. It's a city that gives birth to new and terrifying problems every day. And these men try to deal with it, do their job, and stay alive.
Most of the vacant fires, like in the Bedford-Stuyvesant area, all these, you know, the bad neighborhoods and stuff, most of the vacant fire buildings, you know, all those buildings are crack houses.
They get these vacant buildings, they'll steel plate the walls, they have Lexan windows with little slots that they deal the drugs. You can't believe the permanent operations they set up in these buildings.
I worked in an engine company, and the next door, immediately next door building was a vacant building, you know? So eventually, sometimes these buildings got renovated, you know? So for a long time, we saw workmen, vans pull up outside. It's right next door to the firehouse. Looked like carpenters, electricians, you know, everybody's coming in. They're building a crack house. We didn't know, it was right next door to the fire. The nerve of these people is incredible.
We had a bullet come through the second floor window of my old house. I was in 123. We had the corner was so busy with the shootings that the captain requisitioned bulletproof glass for the guy sits on house watch. Meanwhile, we had a bullet come through the second floor window upstairs in the back. So they called the police down, they pulled the slug out of the wall, they measured, they checked the trajectory and everything like that. They told us not to worry, it was probably just a stray. They don't really think they were shooting at us.
It was a stray, fellas. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It was just a stray.
I think what they're trying to say is it's out of control.
It's bizarre.
Totally out of control.
Another alarm. Radio reports indicate a working fire. The unit on the scene is asked for special equipment.
They're asking for a 100-foot tower ladder, in addition to the 2 trucks they already have. So probably a vacant building with a lot of fire showing.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna get our asses kicked here.
It is an abandoned building, one of the most dangerous challenges they'll face. In abandoned buildings, drug dealers often set booby traps to protect their business. Electrified doors, exploding propane tanks, hidden razor wire, and vicious roving dogs.
This is going to be one of those, this is going to be one of those crack houses. There's reports of dogs in here, too. Dogs and a couple of booby traps in this place.
Once again, their first job, search for victims trapped in the fire. We've mounted a camera in John Moran's helmet to take you inside the fire.
This is somebody's apartment. This is 2 floors above the fire. Crack vials. You can see all these crack vials here, tops of crack vials. Candle, these guys are getting high in here. Probably needles all over the place, too. This is why there are no vacant buildings in New York.
At this point, there are virtually no stairs, no stairwell in that building. It is totally collapsed. The portion that's there is missing. Landings are missing. Maybe trapped, maybe booby trapped, maybe doors.
Some kind of greenhouse next door, some kind of chemicals flowing next door, fertilizer, things like there's a lot of nitrogen. That fertilizer, some of those things are toxic. So smell like a sulfur smell, too.
Inside, Rescue 1 continues to search and to fight the fire.
What? All right, listen, we're going out of the building. You want us out of the building?
I think we're getting out of this joint, boys.
We're getting out.
Let's go, Kev. Let's get the out of
Yeah,
here.
Tommy went in already.
What's that?
Tommy went in.
Let's go before this front lights up, and then we won't be able to get down.
Kevin Shea doesn't want to leave. He's lost contact with Tommy Sullivan. Shea fears the building might collapse, and Sullivan might be trapped.
I can't go till Tommy gets out.
Where is he? Tell him let's go.
Rescue 1 to battalion. That'll be the extent of the search. Everybody else out of the building. Just have rescue check from the front. We're going to towel at him.
Hey, Kevin, let's go.
I can't leave.
Suddenly, Tommy Sullivan appears on a top-floor fire escape. Fire cut him off from the rest of Rescue 1. The ladder is brought to a nearby window, and he makes his way to safety. Soon, everyone is out of the building. Firefighters continue to battle the blaze. But for now, Rescue 1's mission is complete.
Flu epidemic declared. Entire U.S. affected. What will you do? Doctors recommend Theraflu, hot liquid medicine that works fast. Theraflu, strong therapy for flu symptoms.
Most eye doctors agree dry, irritated eyes should be treated. And doctors agree dry, irritated eyes can be effectively treated with soothing, cooling Visine Extra. Visine gets the red out.
There are roughly 800,000 words in the English language. So why is it so hard to say those 3 little words?
I love.
Dry Bud Dry. It's dry brewed, not watered down. To drink light, yet satisfy completely. So while words may fail you, refreshment won't.
Sunday.
I'm back. Don't do the crime if you can't do the
Sammy
time.
returns in Ghost 2.
I need your help, Whoopi Goldberg.
Why me?
Well, I guess because we have that kind of black Jew thing. You know what I mean. Don't jive me on this, Whoopi.
In living color. Catch an all-new episode Sunday.
The basement of the firehouse. Here's how Kevin Shea, Pat O'Keefe, and Warren Forsythe spend their downtime.
This job, you're running in and out of buildings, wearing an extra 100 pounds of gear. You're going through some heavy-duty smoke conditions. Everything in this city is always on the top floor, so you could be going 30, 40, 50 stories.
It's hard enough just getting there, carrying all the stuff we carry. Once you get there, you haven't even begun to work.
First thing that hits you is, you know, some of the excitement and the thoughts are going through your head about the job and all. And all that is erased immediately when you're on the stairs, because then the next thing you think about is your legs and everything else is gone, you know? I don't train with heavy weights like the animals. I lightweights. I'm a runner. I like to run and,
Gazelle,
you know, gazelle-like. We're a good team, you know. He breaks down the doors and I run through them.
You're sitting down having a cup of coffee, boom, the next thing you know, you're running through a 6-story tenement, fully involved in fire, people jumping, people trapped, people on a fire escape. You got to go from 0 to 100 miles an hour in a snap. Good old workout, a nice slice and a cigarette.
The men respond to a fire in Upper Manhattan. For Warren Forsythe, firefighting is really a family affair. His dad rode with Rescue 1, and he has 3 brothers serving on the New York City Fire Department. The top floor of an occupied building is ablaze. Rescue goes in. After searching for victims, Rescue 1 stands by as other units fight to bring the fire under control.
On the road again.
I'm out on the meal.
Rescue 1 is ready to go, but not before Warren runs into his older brother.
This is Greg. This is the other guy.
Greg Forsythe. I'm Warren's older brother. I taught him everything he knows.
Later that night, another fire, another brother.
This is Brian Forsythe, my younger brother that just got on a job recently about a year ago. And I have a father, a grandfather, a couple of uncles that are firefighters. Family tradition, you know? You get it. Brian, I'll talk to you. We gotta go. We gotta go. All right, probably the next fire's coming in.
In 1985, the men of Rescue 1 went out to fight a fire. When they got back, they didn't realize that there'd been a fire right next door to here. The burning building collapsed and completely destroyed the firehouse. All that was left was this wall. It was the front of the house then, and now it's the back of the house. That's what these guys are all about, tradition. The wall is covered with plaques that pay tribute to firefighters that were killed in the line of duty. And part of that tradition is remembering. Remembering that some of these men left families behind. That's a pretty sobering thought, especially if you got kids of your own.
Yeah, you like the firehouse? When you get off at 9 o'clock in the morning from this job, you want to be able to go home and play with your children, be with your wife, be with your loved ones. A lot of firemen find themselves in situations here in the city where they put themselves in trouble, you know, to help other people.
Warren knows what that's all about. A good friend of his recently died in the line of duty. His name was Al Ronaldson.
The man went in there to make a search for people living on the top of the 2nd floor of the building, and an accident happened, and he was crushed, and his family's paying for it now. They have 5 children, and they're all young, and they're not going to have their father anymore. But we're going to try to help out as much as we can, but you just can't take the place of somebody's father.
I'm a father, a family man, and that's sometimes hard. You know, if you're risking your life, you think of your family. But what brings you through it is that the guy you're going for has got a family, too.
Kevin Shea also worries about the danger when he thinks of his children. Kevin's dad was a firefighter, too.
There was a time when Kevin didn't want to be a fireman.
Didn't want any part of it.
He just decided on his own, several months after he was in the volunteer fire department, that he decided he wanted to be a fireman.
And what about the youngest Kevin Shea?
You're looking at the end of the line with me. No more fireman. He's going to be a dentist.
No, I'm being a fireman.
No, I'm going to be a fireman. It must be scary to hear your son say that, especially on a morning like this. Kevin and his teammates are headed down into the basement of a burning peep show place in New York's seedy Times Square. Thankfully, the search of the basement reveals no victims, and no firefighters are seriously injured.
It's one of those dirty magazine girl places. They cut the place into cubicles so their customers can go in there, and it's like a maze. It's hard to get through.
I go all the way back to a small door which led down to the basement. We got back to the door, we got down to the basement. There was partitions, and the fire was behind a bunch of partitions. We got some of it knocked down, the fire, but the fire was coming over our heads, coming up the stairs, virtually trapping everybody. Pretty much what happened here happened at a fire on 23rd Street where 12 firemen were killed. They were down in the cellar, they couldn't feel the heat, but the fire was around them and above them. So we got out in time.
But the fire spreads quickly. More alarms are sounded. More units are brought to the scene.
You guys are both very careful. Raise the pressure. We need some more water, Jerry.
It is hours before the fire is brought under control. Hours of smoke and noise and fear. And somewhere a little boy is saying, I want to be a fireman. And his father has to wonder.
Well, it's Friday. Tomorrow's the weekend. This could be your last chance to sign up for Sprint's Weekend Special. Your last chance this week to save all that money on all those calls you make on weekends. So call Sprint now and save some of that money you worked all week to make.
Your life was programmed at the factory for continuous play. With proper care and maintenance, your life will provide a lifetime of enjoyment. Expose your life to moisture, direct sunlight, and extreme temperatures. Always maintain adequate ventilation. Results may vary according to individual use. Use only factory-authorized accessories. Get in gear.
Ever tried Plaques? It's a way to help remove more plaque than brushing alone. Rinsing with Plaques before brushing loosens the plaque and helps break it up. So now when you brush your teeth, you remove more plaque than by brushing alone, leaving your teeth cleaner, brighter, and smoother. Break up the plaque with Plaques.
Sunday, Steve's back.
I think we should have told him Marcy was married.
Oh, did we forget to tell him that?
On an all-new Married with Children, Sunday. These people won't be getting flowers this Valentine's Day. They'll be getting revenge on the Hidden Video Valentine's Special next.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'll be back.
No, the Terminator has a twin brother.
We're twins. That's right.
DeVito and Schwarzenegger are
Born to be bad.
What are you allergic to something? You're all swelled up. You look like you're ready to explode. Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, twins.
You're not identical twins.
Oh, no?
Tuesday night at 9 on Fox 23.
An old-timer at Rescue One likes to say, if you're gonna do your act, do it on Broadway. This is Broadway, and Rescue One's just a few blocks from here. Broadway's their beat. A while back, they performed an act of bravery right up there that was the most astonishing thing you've ever seen. Watch closely. This is Rescue One in action. Patty Barr wasn't even supposed to be riding with Rescue that day. He was just filling in. The 12th floor of the building was ablaze. It was a recording studio, and it was going up fast. 2 employees were trapped in windows on 2 different sides of the building.
We saw the 2 men hanging out the 12th floor window. One was on one side of the street, and the other was on the other. We knew it was a real dangerous, sort of imminent situation. I climbed out. At this point, the 2 Patties ran up, and Pat Barr, who was assigned the roof position and who was going to be the guy to make the rescue, immediately started putting on the life belt and rope. Patty O'Keefe held my legs, and I leaned out a little farther to try to hold this guy in because he was really, really in danger.
So you're talking to him, saying, don't do anything crazy, screaming at him.
Yeah,
right.
He looked up at me, so he knew we were there. The situation was so close and so imminent that Patty was putting on the rope, and I had Patty get up on here just to hang his leg over so the guy could see some help was coming. Now at this point this is a real dangerous operation in and of itself.
Normally, a rope is tied to a substantial object on a roof, like a chimney. This time, there was nothing to tie onto. For Lieutenant Brown, it was time to make a life or death decision.
And we had about, 20 seconds to either do it or not do it.
The fire was raging. The victim was clearly in trouble. So Barr went over the ledge with only Kevin Shea and Pat O'Keefe holding the rope.
Patty O'Keefe came. I had to put my feet up against the parapet wall. Patty O'Keefe came to help hold me down because we had no substantial object. And as we were starting to lower him, when he went over the roof, initially there was a pull. I pulled up, and Patty was able to push me back down to the ground. We fed out some more line.
Started trying to talk to him. And with that, he didn't speak such good English, and he was so panicked and so, ready to go, he just jumped on me.
What in essence happened was Strain picked both of these guys up, way up like this, and sort of was starting to pinion them off the roof. And another firefighter, Bruce Newberry, came by and held them back down.
Jumped right down.
And pushed them back down. Because normally he would have been separately tied off, but as you can see, there's no way to tie this guy. That was the big danger, the more inherent danger involved in an already dangerous situation.
Barr now had the victim, but just barely. The men on the roof couldn't pull them back up, and the rope wasn't long enough to reach the ground. So they lowered them to the next floor. And while the other victim waited, Barr dangled 13 floors above the ground, desperately trying to get the attention of the firefighters inside.
I'm holding it with two hands. I spun around once, punched the window, I broke one pane. I spun around again, I broke the other pane. When I broke the second pane, the firemen about 50 feet away seen me. They seen me out there, and they ran, they got a hook, and they pulled me in.
Gained tremendous headway now. Now the fire was blowing out the windows. In fact, right next to where Patty had been 30 seconds before. There wasn't any other roof rope up here yet because they couldn't get up here now. We were sort of stranded up here in a way.
Oh, the fire had grown beneath.
The fire had grown beneath us. It wasn't being, won yet. We only allowed to do this once. One impact load, and we usually put this out of service. But the situation was we had to use it twice. 11 years ago, one of my best friends was killed when one of these ropes snapped.
So Kevin Shea, who just lowered a man over the edge, now had to go over himself on a rope that he shouldn't even have been using.
A few things weren't going the way we were trained, and you start to get nervous that it's not going to come off right, just hoping that the victim would wait, and he did.
And the situation was even more dangerous. There was one less firefighter on the roof to hold him.
And then I was lowered down till I was opposite him. And then I talked to him for a minute, real quick. Just told him we're going to get out of here as fast as we can. Put your arms around my neck, your legs around my waist, hold on as tight as you can. And he did that. Then I held on to him. And then I just looked up and yelled to them to down to the next floor.
This time, Shea had a better grip on his victim, but no one knew if the rope would hold. The victims both survived with minor injuries. Several firefighters were taken to local hospitals. And the men of Rescue 1 were heroes that day.
That's a pretty heroic and dangerous thing you did.
Oh, thank you.
You think about your neck when you're going out?
I thought about my kids.
Why that? Why did you think about your kids?
Well, I figured the guy in the window had kids. He looked old enough, and I don't want either one of us to go, over the side.
And all during this is pretty dangerous stuff. I was supposed to say no, right?
It has its moments. Yeah, it's good.
What do you think about when you're doing something like that? You got a family?
Yeah, I got a family. Yeah.
Think about family?
I think little Kev's proud right now. Yeah? Hope little Kev sees me. My name's Kevin Shea. And my daughter's Laura, and my son's Kevin.
And Kevin, when you grabbed the man, what did he say to you, if anything, and how did he clutch you?
He said, hurry up. He said, hurry up. And, thank you. It was great feeling. You know?
Be real proud of you guys. These guys, 15 years on a job, most courageous act I ever saw. These two guys hanging 13 floors. Right, Patty? Huh? Never hit it.
If this is a cold, this is the flu. Metaflu, without drowsiness. Maximum strength relief for more than a cold. For the flu. Metaflu.
I'll borrow my mother's earrings, her scarf, but my mother's tampons. No way! I found new Ultimates, cardboard applicator tampons from Playtex. Great protection, plus a curved cardboard applicator. Ultimates. It's not your mother's tampon.
Is there something wrong? I mean, you have this strange look on your face. What do I need to do? Brush more? Get another toothpaste? What?
Tartar Control Crest helps stop tartar where it starts. It penetrates plaque before it hardens for easier cleanings, and more dentists recommend it.
You're smiling. Does that mean less tartar?
Tartar Control Crest. The dentist's choice is the easy choice.
Well, aren't you going to congratulate me?
Are we having orange juice with breakfast?
Daddy, of course we are.
Oh, these aren't the little glasses I'm used to.
Orange juice is good for you. Have a big glass.
Orange juice. It's got the vitamins, minerals, and taste that make you feel so good.
No bacon and eggs?
Nope. Bulgur wheat muffins.
100% pure Florida quality orange juice. It makes you feel so good.
I'll have seconds.
Another muffin?
No, orange juice.
Oh.
Commemorate the 100th episode of Cops by riding shotgun for 2 solid hours on Non-Stop Cops, Saturday on Fox.
Men have been fighting fires for hundreds of years with buckets of water. Yes, there have been a lot of technological improvements, but these guys still have to go into these buildings, sometimes on their hands and knees, and try to bring people out alive. We talk about heroes, sports heroes, cartoon figures. These are the real heroes. These are the unsung heroes. These guys put their lives on the line every day. I'm John Walsh. Good night.
Hi, I'm Paul Rodriguez. Now, in the past, I've done specials with prisoners from San Quentin and with rival gang members from L.A. But this Sunday, I'll face my toughest audience ever. High school students, and you won't believe what these kids have to say. So join me and my special guest, Boys to Men, for Back to School, Sunday on Fox.
Now, stay tuned for a hidden video Valentine special next.
Think about what can make a 1992 Honda even better. A $209 a month lease during the Honda Leadership Celebration. We're celebrating our 3rd straight year with America's best-selling car. With a low $209 lease on the Accord LX, equipped the way you want it and built in America. Think about that. Drive the Capital Region's best-selling car for only $209 per month during your local Honda dealer's Leadership Celebration. Now that's something for you to celebrate.
This couple just bought a new mattress and box spring from Mr. Sleep. We rest our case.
Rotterdam Square and WXXA Fox 23 present the 1992 Bridal Sensations Expo and Fashion Show, February 15th.